Linebacker Jacob Rodriguez had a great showing this week against Central Florida. He's been having such a good season. People have been talking about him deserving to be a Heisman finalist. I definitely think he deserves to go to New York. I think the stats are one thing, but just holding those aside, you watch the Texas Tech games. This dude's all over the field. It's been a big reason why this Texas Tech team's been so good this season. Not just the defense. I think number 10's been a major reason why this program's kind of had a momentum pickup over the past 12 months. But we're going to look at what he did against UCF last week. He finished with 9 tackles, also had an interception, also had a touchdown on the offensive side of the ball in a Wildcat quarterback spot. I don't think we're going to be talking about him being a Wildcat quarterback in the NFL, but I do think we're going to be talking about him being a linebacker. And we'll take a look at this first play here. The way that he just scrapes over the top and he hits this window as soon as it develops. I mean, just watch number 10 and then watch how he's in phase with this running back this entire time. You go to every Indy linebacker period across America, they run a drill like this where you set up 4 or 5 ground bags, you have a ball carrier just kind of pick a hole, and you have that linebacker just scrape over the top, and then you let him hit that hole as soon as it's there. But you look at Jacob Rodriguez right now. If he tries to accelerate into this hole where this linebacker ends up, he's not making the play because he'd be caught up in this wash with this offensive lineman and these defensive linemen right now. At the same time, this running back decides to cut back right now. Jacob Rodriguez is in a position to make the play, but he just shows up as soon as that running back hits that hole, and this play goes for a gain of 1 maybe on that one. This next one, he kind of got caught up with this offensive lineman, but this is a good job just making a play on the ball carrier here. He actually makes a tackle, but even if he slowed him down, I think that if number 10, Jacob Rodriguez, doesn't do anything to this running back here, this might go for a touchdown. I mean, look at the amount of green on the screen right now. Not a whole lot of Texas Tech defenders in a position to make a tackle on the running back here. Jacob Rodriguez, I mean, in my head, he's out of this play, but all of a sudden he just sticks a paw out there and gets a hand on number 7, and this play goes for a 4-yard gain instead of a 40-yard gain. That's what it was trending like on that one. So, I mean, the way that this dude just feels the offensive line, we saw it on that run play before where the guards are going one way and he feels the guards going that way and the ball carrier's going the other way and he just ends up where the ball is. Well, we're going to see that on the screens as well. He's not even looking at the offensive lineman. You could take a look at him just staring at the quarterback, Taven Jackson, right here. He just feels where the offensive linemen are. There's just a picture that's being painted in front of him. He doesn't even have to look at it to kind of understand what's going on. Just look at his eyes here. He's staring at the quarterback, but he feels the offensive line releasing upfield and he puts himself in a position to make a play on this screen, and he actually intercepts it here. I mean, this is just the common theme with Jacob Rodriguez. He's just always in the right spot because he just understands what the offense is trying to do. And we're going to see him, I mean, you can see him kind of shuffle out to the right there to the defensive left. If the quarterback decided to throw a screen out there, Jacob Rodriguez would have made a play on that. And we'll see that later. But right here, this kind of turns into a screen on the inside. And this was his interception this game. But I mean, just look at the athleticism. I think that you go across football levels, Division III, Division II, there's a lot of players, a lot of linebackers that do a really good job of reading it. It's only when you start getting into the Big 12 and then the guys that are going to get drafted in, Power 4 football where you have the guys that can first read it and then that athleticism execute on those reads. And you see how fast he just gets sideline to sideline on this one. Before we saw him do it on the inside, but here's just reads what's going on. He sees the screen to the outside, and then he gets on his horse and makes a play for a loss or a 2-yard gain or whatever that one was. Here we go. Same thing to the other side. Before we saw that offensive line just kind of release upfield and it was a screen to the inside. This time they're trying to get to the sideline, and just as easily as he made that interception before, he can just get to the sideline, get on his horse again. This dude's a really good athlete. Don't want that lost in, how intelligent of a football player is. The intelligence is one thing, knowing where the right spot is one thing, getting to the spot is another thing, and that's a bit more about that athleticism. But, I mean, you just can't run screens on this Texas Tech defense because Jacob Rodriguez, if he doesn't make a tackle for a loss in the backfield, is going to go for an interception. And we saw that in this UCF game here. This one, I'm not sure if he actually got a hand on, but I think he did. I said it last week. I do think this dude, when we have him in the combine, we're going to look at his arm length, and we're really going to like how long his arms are. And against BYU, I said it last week, and it didn't really make sense when I said it, but this time we kind of see him, get sucked in on the RPO here, and then he just sticks a hand up and gets a hand on the ball. I think he did. Kind of looked like the trajectory changed on that one. And then here was his touchdown in this game. I don't think we're going to be talking about him doing this at the next level, but he did his job. That's what we can trust Jacob Rodriguez to do. Whether he's on the offensive side of the ball or the defensive side of the ball, he's going to do his job. But he's having such a good season. He's been a lot of fun to watch, and he's going to be a lot of fun to watch as Texas Tech makes a playoff push, to close down 2025. And I'm so excited to see what he does at Texas Tech and then at the next level, because he's a really good football player. But you guys let me know what you think about him. If you want to place a store on your draft evaluations, please check out we-draft.com. We got Jacob Rodriguez up here, but we even have underclassmen like Cameron Dickey's up here as well. And then, of course, David Bailey, Romello Height having such good seasons. Really excited to see what they do as well. But you guys let me know what you think about Rodriguez. Thanks for watching.